What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Now, just for a second, I want you to imagine just for a second that you're a TV presenter. You are tasked with presenting the news to everybody, to let everybody know what's going on in the government, what's going on in the world, what's going on in the neighborhood, what's going on everywhere. Now, imagine this, like the responsibility that carries for somebody. You would think that these people would want to tell the truth. Because, if the people that you're talking to find out that you're lying, they're just not going to watch you anymore. Well, we got these people at MSNBC. I've got some clips to show you guys. They're melting down, folks. They are absolutely, like their brains have turned to mush. And I don't know exactly what is really going on with them because they're just blatantly lying to people. Just imagine being one of these people on MSNBC, knowing you're lying to everybody, knowing that, a lot of the information that you're putting out is easily fact-checked and will be debunked by simple Google searches for most of this stuff. So imagine knowing all of this and then still getting out there and still lying, putting on this brave face and just telling everybody a blatant lie. These people, in my opinion, are some of the most scumbaggish people that I think I've ever come across, right? Let's go ahead and run that clip right quick, and then we'll discuss it. Check this out, y'all.
And they all believed that it's impossible for a successful business guy to be stupid. David Brooks wrote, "I define stupidity as behaving in a way that ignores the question, what would happen next?" Donald Trump appeared to ignore that question when he threatened massive illegal tariffs against Canada and Mexico over the weekend. And right on schedule Monday morning, the stock market told Donald Trump just how stupid his idea was. David Brooks writes, "Stupidity is the tendency to take actions that hurt you and the people around you." And with the stock price of Elon Musk's Tesla dropping Monday morning, along with most other stock prices, Donald Trump then abandoned his threats of tariffs against Mexico and Canada. And before that happened, in his New York Times column on stupidity, David Brooks wrote, "My big prediction for this administration, it will churn out a steady stream of stupid policies. And when the consequences of those policies begin to hit Trump's approval rating, he will flip-flop, diminish, or abandon those policies." And that's exactly what Donald Trump did with his stupid tariff idea on Monday.
All right, so there's the argument right there. Okay, so anybody that follows this channel knows outright that, hang on, that's not right. He calls Donald Trump stupid. He abandoned his tariff policies. And for what? He just abandoned, because the stock market went down a little bit. That's the excuse. That's the reason they're giving. This makes absolutely no sense, considering this. That is right. That's what the tariffs are for. They are not meant to impose a tax on the citizenry. These people know this, but they know they're lying about all of this. This is just utter ridiculousness, if you ask me. I don't know what incentive these people have to lie to everybody about this, but come on, listen to the guy speak for a second. It's like they just don't pay attention. They just have this narrative in their head, and, you could get hit with reality right in the face, and you're just going to ignore reality and just go over here and let's just build this narrative and lie to everybody. It's like, come on. This is the reason Donald Trump imposed the tariffs in the first place. It's a negotiating tactic. It was never meant to impose a tax. They were never meant to be put in place. But it goes even further than this. It's not just, okay, so that might be just a little white lie, right? Like, okay, so he's just manipulating everybody. He's just kind of twisting the truth, right? You would think. They're not just going to blatantly lie on an easily fact-checkable fact, right? Right?
And it is Donald Trump's own deal with Canada and Mexico that he is now complaining about and says he wants to violate. Donald Trump's update of NAFTA was done the legal way through Congress. The only legal way a president can raise or lower a tariff is for national security reasons, no other reason. And there is not a single tariff that can be imposed on Canada for national security reasons. There is not a single tariff that can be imposed on Mexico for national security reasons. And so those threatened Trump tariffs are illegal. And they are yet another proof for anyone who needs it that we are not a nation of laws.
Okay, so this is how these people seem to operate. They'll give you a little bit of fact. They'll tell you the truth about something and then squeeze a lie up into there, right? So he comes out, he starts talking about, oh, the only way you can impose, raise or lower tariffs is if there's a national security reason, right? National security. That seemed to not make sense to me, so I had to go look it up. Come to find out, hey, that's absolutely the truth. Check this out, y'all. Currently, the president can impose tariffs on any nation using authorities that Congress created to combat national security risks and address international emergencies. So he says, it has to be enacted by Congress. Well, hang on, dude. It was already enacted by Congress, so he already has those authorities. But he goes on to say, well, hang on. So these are illegal. These tariffs he imposed are outright illegal, and we are not a nation of laws. Is that so? Is that so? Because, as a matter of fact, that was 4 days ago. This little speech from Lawrence O'Donnell come today, as a matter of fact. So, once again, these people just outright lie. These scumbags can't tell the truth for some reason because they have to promote a narrative to lie to you. For some reason, I don't know why, they just can't seem to tell the truth. They have to run this narrative, and it aggravates me until no end. These people are supposed to be the fact bringers. They're supposed to be the truth tellers. But we've got some more nonsense. Check this out.
There are concerns by people who are in the Trump administration and have certain agenda ideas, and others who just think the federal government has to be run with a certain amount of transparency and accuracy over the long run, that see what Elon Musk is doing, and you've probably seen some of these reports over the week, as very concerning. We could show you the scene outside the U.S. Treasury, where Musk and allies are trying to seize what is described as sensitive or even potentially legally classified information, the sensitive payment system. Democrats speaking out.
When we open up the Senate every single morning, we don't pledge allegiance to the billionaires. We don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk. We don't pledge allegiance to the creepy 22-year-olds working for Elon Musk. We pledge allegiance to the United States of America.
No one elected Elon Musk to nothing. We will rally. We will power a movement all across this country. Elon Musk wants power, and we will fight back.
You could see that there today, and it's a reminder that politics, governing, news, as we all live through it and share it together, it evolves in real time. And so it might not have been obvious when Donald Trump did win by 1.5 points in November that within the first month of his term, some of this round of resistance or opposition or concern wouldn't just be about Donald Trump, the person, but about a very rich, foreign-born billionaire who is exerting so much control. Substantively, you can say the Democrats and others are concerned about this. Politically, you can see from these visuals, they may think they have an opening.
You gotta love what's going on with this, right? Do you see what he did right there? He goes on to say, well, look at what Elon Musk, he's exerting so much power over this. And as for evidence, hear what Democrats said about this. Oh, we don't pledge allegiance to Elon Musk? Like, really, dude? Like, are you serious? Like, we can all see what's going on. All you got to do is go follow Elon Musk on X, and we can see exactly what's going on with all this. Everything is right there. It's transparent. We might not see exactly everything, but come on, we're seeing most of it. These people, they're having an allergic reaction, right? The Democrats, the mainstream narrative machine here is the antibodies trying to come in to combat the virus that is taking over the government. They are eating away at our democracy. That's how these people are acting. This is great, y'all, and I'm so loving all of this, to see the corporate press whinge, to see these people coming in, finding the corruption, pointing out the corruption, right? And they're like, oh, Elon Musk has all the power in the world. Is that so? An advisory board. Are you freaking kidding me? He's essentially a government consultant, right? You gotta love these people. Now, once again, I've expressed concerns before, but, for the most part, from everything we're seeing, everything seems to be going swimmingly. Elon Musk and his team is doing a great freaking job. They're going over, they're auditing everything, and the corporate press just doesn't know what to do about this. They're actually backing up the deep state. They're backing up the establishment. Of course, we all knew that already, but they are showing their hand outright, and it's blatant. The blatant lies, the blatant manipulations here. Yeah, we all can see the game, and it's easy as hell to point out. That's why I'm here, y'all, to see all this crap, to go over all this nonsense. Because, I'm kind of forced to watch MSNBC to catch these clips, to catch CNN and their lies. CNN's been trying. I'll give them that, but they still, they got their leftists, and they still put out their narrative. So you got to pay attention to a lot of these people, folks. But I'm loving everything that's going on, in case you guys haven't noticed that. I think I've said it several times on every single video, every day of my freaking life. It's crazy to me to think that people actually listen to this stuff and just nod right along like, oh my God, he's tearing down the country. If you see something that's kind of unbelievable, and it's somebody telling you about something happened, right? Like somebody else is blah, 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 blah. They're just going on about nonsense. It's like, hang on, that sounds like outrageous. That sounds unbelievable. It probably is unbelievable. They're probably fidgeting the truth. But I just wonder, like a lot of these people that actually buy into this, what's going on in their brain? Do they not think, like seriously, do they not think, maybe I should fact check some of this stuff? Maybe I should look into this. Maybe, like, even still, right? Like, not even on that level. Maybe they hear a story. Oh, Elon Musk is exerting all this control. And they're like, I want to read up on this because I want to know exactly what he's doing, how they're destroying our democracy. And you go and do a little bit of research, right? That's all it would take for a lot of these people. Just a little bit of research. But do these people do that? No. You go look at the comment section. The comment section is full of, oh, he's destroying the country. Oh, there's our democracy. It ended on November 5th. It's like, I just wonder, like, what goes through these people's mind when they're spitting out this narrative, when they're giving you the facts, if you will, this false narrative, this fake reality that they know is a lie. Like, what are they really thinking? Like, this has just got to be one of the largest grifts. Like, seriously, like the corporate press, the mainstream narrative machine, cable news for the most part, MSNBC, CNN, CBS, a lot of these places. It's one of the biggest grifts I think I've ever seen in my entire life. That is because Elon Musk and Doge, they come out with some very damning evidence for the corporate press this afternoon. I don't know if you guys have followed this. There isn't any news articles on it yet, so I'm going to cover it when it comes out. But just to get out in front of this is one of the most insane things. They're going over all these payments, right? And come to find out, the government is buying subscriptions to the New York Times, Politico, all these corporate press outlets, and they're paying a premium. In some cases, $2,000, $2,500 a month for dozens of their employees, to the tune of $8.1 million.
USAID has gotten a lot of attention in the last couple of days with some of these bizarre things that we've been, taxpayers have been funding. Mm-hmm. Now it looks like there are a couple media outlets that have been dragged into this conversation as far as USAID funding as well. Does the president have any comment on that?
So upon coming out here to the briefing room, I was made aware of the funding from USAID to media outlets, including Politico, who I know has a seat in this room. And I can confirm that the more than 8 million taxpayer dollars that have gone to essentially subsidizing subscriptions to Politico on the American taxpayers' dime will no longer be happening. The Doge team is working on canceling those payments now. Again, this is a whole of government effort to ensure that We are going line by line when it comes to the federal government's books. And this president and his team are making decisions across the board on, do these receipts serve the interests of the American people?
It's just outright nuts. The government is buying subscriptions to left-wing news outlets, y'all. Seriously. Left-wing news outlets. The government is doing this. This just came out today. They're, once again, searching through the news articles, couldn't find a damn thing about it. So, I'm going to wait. I'll probably cover it tomorrow so I can give you guys all the deets on it so we can see exactly what's going on with this, because this is going to be one of the biggest scandals in American history, y'all. The government purchasing for their government employees subscriptions to Politico, the New York Times, Washington Post, lots of places, CBS, NBC, MSNBC, and they're doing it to the tune of millions of dollars per year, which is nuts. There's a lot of this funding is going to cable news networks, right? MSNBC. I know I already said that, but I'm talking about MSNBC, the corporate press, the actual news website outlet. I know it's all the same thing, but they get their news, they do their news as well, right? Then they got their cable news, but they're donating to both platforms. NBC as well. They have their kind of corporate press outlet, their website news. So once again, like, I just can't stress enough just how crazy this is, that the government is funding the corporate press. And it's not just NPR or PBS, right? Which Brendan Carr, by the way, is going after a lot of these places too, right? Just to, let's send in Doge and see what's going on with this, see how they're being funded, right? Some of these, they're being accused of violating FCC rules, which is nuts. Look, there's a lot going on right now. And I'm loving this because it's like the corporate press, the Democrats and everybody, it's like they're just getting pelted in the face with all these executive actions of Donald Trump. He's got his whole team, everybody that's been put in place already, like Brendan Carr at the FCC. They're hitting them with this, and, Trump's executive order this, and, Marco Rubio's doing this with USAID. And it's just overwhelming the corporate press right now. It absolutely is, and I'm here for it. I'm loving every single minute of this, y'all. Like, they just don't know what to do. They don't know what narratives to put out there. Just, Trump bad, and that's it. That's why you saw Lawrence O'Donnell calling Donald Trump stupid for imposing tariffs. Well, hang on, that's not really stupid, is it? Like, and I saw another headline earlier talking about AOC says Elon Musk is one of the dumbest billionaires she's ever heard of. Like, I'm sorry. Logic be damned on this one. But you do not. I'm sorry. You do not become the world's richest man by being one of the dumbest people alive. That is an impossibility at this point. Because you can't make smart decisions is what makes you successful, right? Hard work, making good decisions makes you successful. You cannot become rich by making stupid decisions. It just doesn't work that way. Right? You have to be at least a hard worker to become successful. And to become more successful, you got to at least be smart. You got to know what you're doing. You can be a hard worker, but if you keep making stupid after stupid after stupid mistake, you're not really going to go that far. Trust me, I know that's what I've been doing my entire life. So we're going to keep our eyes open. We're going to keep our eyes peeled. We're going to watch everything that's going on. We're going to watch the corporate press and their narrative. We're going to watch Doge and Elon Musk and see exactly what they're doing. What are they coming up with? Where's the evidence? How can they prove it? Blah, 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 blah. You get it. Calling out Trump when he makes stupid mistakes, like this whole Gaza situation. He's talking about, booting out the people in Gaza and turning it into the Riviera type of thing, right? Like, come on, no, that's ridiculous. That's never going to happen. I think that's just Trump blustering, right? Once again, because Trump does a lot of bluster. But, it is what it is. I see where this is going to go. Right? He's trying to help these people. He's trying to get in the good graces of the extreme leftists over here by uplifting the Gazans, giving them somewhere to go. You never know, folks. I mean, you never know what the intent really is with all this stuff. We'll just have to see what happens with this, because You know, I know that he's not going to turn it into the Riviera, right? That's just utter ridiculousness. But I would love to see how this is going to be handled, because this is a tenuous situation we've got going on in Gaza right now. That place, it's a demolition zone, essentially. It's been demolished. It's got to be rebuilt. And Trump is looking for somewhere to take all these refugees, send them somewhere while they rebuild it. Yeah, I don't know who's going to be in charge of that, like what's going on. This is something we're going to have to pay close attention to. But once again, like I said, we'll keep our eyes peeled. And we'll keep our eyes open and keep watching this to stay in tune and stay informed with all this. But I think I've rambled on for long enough. I want y'all to smash that like button for me. Oh, you thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Y'all smash that like button. Share this video anywhere and everywhere you can. Subscribe if you're new around here and you want to stay up to date with how you're being manipulated by the corporate press. But y'all let me know what y'all think about all this down in the comment section. That's all I got on this one. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all try to have a good day. Stay legitical. Peace.